out in the community to bring awareness to what it is you're doing on the school side. And those are very noble because that gives access to being able to get on stage and overcome stage fright. It gives access to being able to go out there and play sports and engage with other athletes. The educational one was a tricky one. So when you mentioned curriculum changes, what does that mean?
I wouldn't say curriculum changes. I would say we work with schools to look at making recommendations to a curriculum to make them perhaps more accessible.
Okay.
And we really lead from the families that we support and their voices and what they express to us.
Now, when we actually say the word disability, that has a very large meaning as well to it. It's not just physical disabilities. Or is it just physical disabilities that we're talking about?
So we work with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So disabilities can manifest in several different forms. It could be physiological, it could be psychological, it could be hearing, sight, it could be communication. We like to use the term persons with disabilities because one, disability, contrary to some opinions, is not a bad word. It's the best word, as a matter of fact. And it conveys the most respect. So we like to use that as best practice. And
person with disability.
two, we like to put the person first because no one likes to be referred to by their stereotype or category. Everyone likes to be addressed as a person. So we say the persons with disabilities.
Good to know.
You learned something.
Yeah, well, I haven't noticed this with that stuff. And I know a few families that are watching right now, and so funny because when we were growing up, it wasn't hearing impaired wasn't the appropriate nomenclature. It was deaf. Being called deaf was the appropriate accepted term that they wanted to be called by, not hearing impaired. So it's important to hear
To get the jargon right.
the jargon. I mean, it matters.
That's one of our big things when we give inclusive and inclusion workshops into the community to community providers. One of our main points is just, language does change over time. However, language evolves in certain ways that some are productive and some are unproductive. So language that we typically we do so because there's a status of stand or a status of they're not in the same vein as other exclusive in society.
I can end with you. Like the language we use can shape how some feels that based on what we're using. But you're right. It does take some time to change. Some people have the way we speak. We've been doing so since we were high, right? And changing those mannerisms, especially because there's no intent a lot of times to insult. It's just a matter of taking that step back and changing our language.
Yeah, so, just providing the benefit of the doubt to individuals. Like, we know language changes and it sometimes does so without warning. So what we do is, other than educating and spreading awareness, is that we just model. Sometimes it's just as simple as doing something a certain way and someone goes, "Why are you saying it like that?" And then I go, "I do it for X, Y, Z reasons." And it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be obtrusive or upfront or in anybody's face.
Yeah. Interesting one. So much to unpack on this whole conversation as well. On that note, let's go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll dive more into Youth Work Week and the work the NDC, Inclusion Cayman, and the Youth Services Unit are doing. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
I work hard each day. I'm a mother, sister-in, daughter, wife, cook, and everything in between. I know that no matter what, I have to be the woman I need to be. And that's why I choose Curves for that time of the month. When the pressure is on, I know I can rely on Curves sanitary napkins to keep me dry and comfortable all day and night. Affordable and available in cotton or silk. With Curves, I can be the woman I need to be all the time.
Strong, resilient, beautiful. Be the woman. Curves.
Reflections annual countdown to Christmas sale is on now. Ladies, save 50 to 75% off selected fashion clothing, selected Adidas, Puma, and Nike sneakers discounted from 25 to 50% off. Make your gift giving super easy this year by getting Reflections gift certificates for everyone on your list. Converse kicks starting at $25 and bargains galore throughout the store. Guys, cargo pants, big and tall, $5.50. Levi's and selected Docker pants, 25% off. Every purchase above $49 at Reflections gives you the opportunity to win 2 free tickets to any Cayman Airways destination of your choice. Open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. Shop Reflections on Shen Road beside the Mango Tree.
See yourself in Reflections.
Reflections, always driving down prices.
The STEPS National Health Survey results indicate that the Cayman residents spent 50% more time in sedentary activity in 2023 than in 2012. The World Health Organization recommends 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per day for adults. With Pirates Week around the corner, start today. Park a little further from the events and get a few more steps in. To learn more, log on to www.gov.ky/steps. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Pleased to have in studio from the Youth Services Unit, Mr. James Miles, from Inclusion Cayman, Mr. Nathan, and from the National Drug Council, Miss Layla. Here discussing Youth Work Week 2024. Now, in case you're just tuning in, Youth Work Week is celebrating all of those in the community who work for the benefit of youth in our community. That's from parents to teachers to nannies to social workers to youth sports coaches to the canteen workers at the schools. You name it. Anybody who has an active involvement in the betterment of the life of our kids. We celebrate you this week on Youth Work Week.
Yep.
Gentlemen.
And we're taking a collaborative approach. We want to engage other organizations, so it's not just youth services units at the table, but we want to try to make our youth workspaces safer, more inclusive and supportive, and that's why we have NDC and Inclusion Cayman around the table with us today. But this week, we had supposed to have a video out on Wednesday, but Raphael kind of put a damp on it. So we're having it out tomorrow, God's willing. You'll see a video on our social media pages at Cayman's Youth on Instagram. Is a clip, a mashup of what we do, our camps, some of our youth assembly meetings, our youth media mashup club. We have rebranded Youth Flex, so it's not just radio, it's different forms of media.
Are we having Youth Flex back? Is that coming back?
Maybe later on. We got to try a lot of the social media stuff. It's a whole lot more accessible for young people.
Sure.
So we'll see how it evolves, because you can't really talk about media and exclude radio, because radio is still a very pervasive way of getting the word out. And if we actually want to make youth voice amplify youth voices, we need to make sure that all the avenues where they can make their voices echo is afforded to them. So I'm not going to rule out radio.
I would love to see Youth Flex come back. I really would. I think it's one of those shows that, and I'm not taking it from social media. My son has his social media presence as well. Social media has a huge presence in the lives of young people. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Radio and in print media to some degree, there is a stronger foothold of legitimacy. Anybody can jump on to social media right now, put the camera to their face, and just start talking.
Right.
You don't know if what they're saying is true. You don't know what they're saying. They're just out there talking. They're using a platform that is open access to everybody.
Right.
That comes with good. It comes with bad. When it comes to established traditional media houses, there's a vetting process. Before you came on today, there was Jamal had to send an email with the group coming on. You guys had to agree to all of it. You had to come on representing your organizations, wearing your shirts. There's a legitimacy that kicks in there.
Yes.
When we talk about youth empowerment, we're talking about the world seeing them as empowered young people, right? Men and women, and
Right. And trusted sources of information.
trusted sources is a huge thing. So if you come on the radio and you start talking with, not saying that if you don't go on with the youth services unit, you're going to have that same legitimacy.
Right.
But I think, I really miss that. I really miss Youth Flex. I thought Youth Flex was a really, really powerful show. Just what it offered. Kids to come on to a national radio station platform.
Yep.
Not many jurisdictions in the world can a group of kids come on to a national radio station and have a talk show.
Two.
The Cayman Islands and St. Kitts and Nevis.
Well, see, I didn't know that. That's 4 things I've
And
learned today.
That's all it is in the Commonwealth.
Now 1. Because we ain't on. We don't have Youth Flex here right now.
no,
So the powers that be that are out there.
Pending.
yeah. I'm pretty sure as the Youth Media Mashup Club evolves,
Yep.
we'll gravitate into radio. It is
That's good to know.
something that's always been afforded to us here at Radio Cayman, and we thank you for it for the last 22 years.
Yeah, no,
Youth
I
Flex
love that
has been
show.
a part of it. So I'm pretty sure once the young people are ready.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the past Youth Flex families all grown up, our children
Yeah,
off to college.
absolutely.
Every single one that has been through Youth Flex
Yeah,
is off to college right now, and or has been
it's a great
returned
thing,
from
man.
college.
I love it. I love it. You know, can I twist this question around a little bit? Because I am a parent. Jamal, you're a parent as well. Are you guys parents?
No.
So this is something I actually would like to have this conversation of, from the NDC standpoint and from Inclusion Cayman standpoint. Where do you see the role of parents in the work that you're doing for the community? So, because I mentioned half jokingly that parents are at the bottom of the list when I saw this list here. But when I say that half jokingly, there's some legitimacy why I say that. A lot of times I have seen schools put parents at the back burner of the conversation. You find out the information last. That, to me, is the counterproductive way of things kind of working, because parents are supposed to be the first point of, their child's future. But kids spend more time in schools than they do with their families. If you look at the amount of time, waking hours that they're awake, influence that you can actually have with a child is not when they're sleeping at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? It's, but in the mornings, you're rushing your kids off to school. You're then rushing the traffic. In the afternoons, you're rushing home from traffic. So we talk about the quality amount of time that a parent who's given birth or raised or made that child, as you said, we spend the fewest amount of hours, and many times over, we're left last to find out information. So from the NDC standpoint, from inclusion standpoint, where do you see parents' role in the work you're doing, and how can parents better help you with the work that you're doing? Who wants to go first? Who wants to?
All right. Thank you. So kind. No, so I absolutely agree with you. And I think speaking on behalf of all of NDC, we've been really trying to emphasize this year, like, just how critical of a role parents are in protecting their young person's future, their kids' future, and really getting them to reach their full potential. Because, as you rightfully mentioned, parents are the person that their child trusts the most. Our survey research has shown that over the last several cycles, parents are also the people that their kids tend to look up to the most as well. They're situated in such a great position to have the greatest level of influence on the decisions that a child makes, and also to put protective factors into place to protect their kids. So that's really the messaging that NDC is trying to get out right now in some of our parent-focused presentations and programming, and parents could help assist us with that by just showing up when we are having and hosting these presentations. We are so desperately trying to reach the parent population, and we do recognize that we are competing with a lot of other equally as important things that are going on in a parent's daily life. You know, there's work after work, there's tending and taking care of the child, making sure everyone's fed, doing their usual routines. But any spare time that a parent has, if they are able to join on and join the NDC for any of the parenting nights and presentations that we have, please do come and join us. We will hopefully be having some new information going out about the next upcoming. We're hoping to do something virtually for parents to get some of the survey information and other information I mentioned earlier, the apparently speaking presentations. So just really looking for parent support here.
Now, are those parent meetings done virtually? Are they done in person? Or how do you actually conduct them to make it logistically easier for parents to actually be able to attend, given all the other conflicts?
Yeah, so right now, NDC's primary way of reaching parents has been through the schools, trying to reach through PTA sessions. Those sessions we attend in person usually, but we have also made ourselves available to conduct something virtually through Zoom as well, so parents can log on from wherever they are if they have the time. But all of our parent presentations now are available for booking virtually as well as in person. So if there are any listeners out there who have a group of, it doesn't have to just be parents, we're really trying to reach just adults in general, because all adults really at some point have an influence on a young person's life. You can reach out to the NDC, send us an email to education@ndc.ky, and we will make ourselves available whatever time of day or night.
As a suggestion, maybe even reaching out to the major firms and going to their offices and doing presentations. Is that an opportunity for you guys?
Absolutely. We encourage like sort of lunch and learn sessions, and we'll come in and do that in any organization.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
David, off to you.
So for us, parents are crucial part of the process of our support for persons with disabilities, because to start off with, from an informational standpoint, they are specialists. Parents who have children that have disabilities, they become specialists over a lifetime of support. So first and foremost, they are an expert. And so when we are learning their support needs, we consult with them, and we have a discovery process where we have meetings with the individual and the parents, because they know, other than the person themselves, of course, they know the best what that person needs. And some individuals may be nonverbal, but just because they're nonverbal doesn't mean that they don't have a voice. And the best Rosetta Stone for that is the parents. So for us to understand their needs, we use the parents as ambassadors. We use them as inclusion champions. When we go out into the community, we want to be as sustainable as possible. We can't be everywhere at all times. So what we do is we promote individuals who have a vested interest, and we arm them with the best practices. We arm them with ways that they can support their child. We provide resources if they need it. And we do all of this so that we can raise awareness and just entirely propagate the activity of inclusion way beyond and past us. So that's another way we leverage parents, is their ability to promote inclusion, their ability to understand the child that they raised. And the last thing I would say is just the networks, the word of mouth. They might see things that we don't see. We help the community, but we don't see everything. So if they see something or somebody who needs assistance, then them reaching out to us is invaluable, because then we have another individual that we can then offer our support to.
Sure.
And our support, as I said, is free of charge. So we think it's a great resource.
We have to go to the break in a minute, but before we go, with this topic, you were referring to parents of children with disabilities. What about those parents that don't have children with disabilities? How can they better assist your cause? Like, how do you connect with them, and how can they assist with this? Because that education element is, from my understanding, is mainly geared toward them. They're the ones that are looking to change, or you're hoping to change the way they approach this conversation. How can they better assist, or how can you actually reach them in a better way?
Well, we like to say that everybody, as they get older, has an increasing chance of developing disability. The topic of this conversation is youth. However, they themselves could develop a disability at any time. Their child, and I would say that anybody at a given time could develop a disability. We actually saw this report from DEC University that said at any given time, 1% of the population can develop a disability or is born with a disability. If your child, for example, breaks an arm or breaks a leg, they get a temporary disability. So accessibility is a thing for everybody, regardless of if you originally had disabilities or not. So the ideally benefits it might not be focused or relevant now, but perhaps tomorrow or in a few months or years. When you think about it that way, inclusive community is a stronger community.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. On that note, let's go to break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation about the Youth Work Week 2024. Back with more talk today right after this.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments November 4th to the 8th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Wayne Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com. That's drportercayman@gmail.com. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That's 946-9020.
Fall into savings at Brand Source Home Gallery with their 54th anniversary sale. Enjoy store-wide savings on brands like Monogram, Cafe, Fisher & Paykel, Samsung, LG, GE, Beko, Uline, Foster, Thor, Elica, and more. Get from 15% up to 40% off on premium appliances. Transform your bathroom with savings on Duravit, Toto, Moen, Palazzani, Badenhaus, and more. And don't miss out on 20% off cabinets and custom closets just in time for the holidays. Come celebrate the 54th anniversary with a store-wide sale at Brand Source Home Gallery. Now through November 16th. Located on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Or call 623-5000 for details.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
And welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. In case you're just tuning in, we have in studio Mr. James Miles, Mr. Nathan, and Miss Layla, representing their respective Youth Work Week organizations, the Youth Services Unit, NDC, and Inclusion Cayman. The week representative of those who work in our community for the betterment of children here in the Cayman Islands. This is a Commonwealth initiative, and the theme to this year's was a right to youth work for all, delivering positive futures for young people. Jamal, throwing it back to you here, because you have a lot, Youth Services Unit, obviously your entire existence is dedicated toward the betterment of kids.
Yes.
Walk us through the Youth Assembly and some of the other programs that the YSU right now is doing that maybe, we may not have heard about yet.
Well, the Youth Assembly has been established since 2007. It is an annual gathering of young people in high school, and they discuss issues that concern them and advocate for them. In the past, they've used position papers to minister responsible for youth. They have used national youth forums to share their findings. They have also now taken the approach of using social media campaigns, because that drives a lot of change quickly. So and our youth mashup is the revamped Youth Flex, kind of youth broadcasting of the unit. So it'll spawn into all the different avenues of media. Right now we have 10 young people involved, and it'll constantly keep growing if we don't have too much school interactions.
So how does the media mashup work? How the kids come together, do a podcast? What is involved with that?
They actually teamed up with the Youth Assembly this time, this term. They can only be 2 terms of the school year. The first term is from September to December, and then the next one is from January to March or April. We leave the exam term alone because young people are very busy at that time, preparing for exams. But I envision them growing, both programs growing as school settles, because we've been disrupted quite a bit this school year with the storms and stuff.
It's been an issue.
But hopefully in January, when it's outside the hurricane season, we should start to see some stability and the growth of both programs. But we have new youth empowerment officers on it, Ms. Imani Abdul-Jabbar and Abigail Onfroy, and they're doing a wonderful job of organizing the young people, and you can look forward to some of their stuff will actually be on the Instagram video, and that'll be aired tomorrow on our social media sites.
And what is the social media sites?
It is at Cayman Youth on Instagram. We only using Instagram for now because that's the most frequented for young people, and we want young people to see youth in action.
Calling us Facebook users old.
That's what they say, boy. That's what they say.
Sorry to break the news.
I got to go by what the research say. No, actually, we did research on it when we were talking about revamping Youth Flex, and we saw that is the most populous, most frequented by young people.
Yeah.
So we go to the platform where they're at, so they can get the message, and if they like what they see, they can get involved.
It's an interesting landscape, the media landscape, and how it's, because you're right, because I make that joke half jokingly, but there's a lot of merit to it. Facebook is now the MySpace of
Yeah.
when I first got in social. Do you know what MySpace is?
Yes.
Oh,
obviously.
you're showing your age. Do you know what MySpace is?
I do know what MySpace is.
Oh, you guys are showing.
Yeah.
Is it because of the jokes about MySpace, or
Yep.
do you actually remember MySpace?
I consider myself a zillennial, so I'm like I'm like the first year of Gen Z, but I'm
Got it.
also like grew up as a millennial, but
Got it.
due to technicality. You know what I mean?
So I used to I used to jokingly call it the iPad generation because the iPad
Yeah.
that was when the iPad launched, right?
Right, yeah.
Like that was the iPad, which is wild. That's not that long ago, but whole different conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. So you're using Instagram.
Yes. The Youth Services Unit is using Instagram. The handle is
Yeah,
at Cayman's Youth on Instagram.
Jamo, are you using Instagram?
I have an Instagram account. Don't usually use it that much. It's actually a Youth Flex Instagram.
I gotta tease you a little bit, man. I'm in the same. We're in the same age.
No,
bracket.
all of my social media stuff is connected to Youth Flex because that's that they used to do, and I used to help them
Tell me the
manage.
truth, because I'm gonna ask your colleagues how often a day do you have to ask them to help you with techie issues with social media? All right, see, he's
None.
Oh, look,
Put it this way. Put it this way. I don't be on social media a lot, and when I do it, it is probably when I'm home, just checking stuff. But other than that, I got people to talk to, things to do. You know what I'm saying? I would keep telling the young people that on Youth Flex that I ain't not got no time for the social media stuff. Youth Flex was enough for me to be part of the media fraternity.
I get it. I love it.
And that was enough for me. The other stuff, you can teach me. Okay, yes, now I know about that. Okay, now I know about that.
There's so much to learn out there. Like, in
Yeah,
all
but
fairness,
I
there's so much in that media landscape. There's a reason why people tend to shy away from new technology, new social media platforms, and they're always changing.
Yeah, but they consume a lot of your time.
Oh, a massive amount of time.
And I like, you look and it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just started scrolling. Right? And I said, you know what? Time for me to charge my phone and go sit down. Talk to my wife.
Interesting fact about scrolling on social media, right?
Yeah.
It's made after something called gamification.
Mhm.
They're taking something called variable reward, which is a psychological principle where if you don't know what's coming but you anticipate a reward, you're more likely to be tempted to same action to the reward, and you don't get it, then it triggers the reward further. So it's imagine a slot machine, but you're like swiping instead of pulling the lever.
It's literally a dopamine swipe in your brain.
If you feel addicted, it's because you are.
Yes, it
No,
is.
I'm
It
not
actually
addicted.
is a dopamine addiction in the brain.
Yeah, but I'm not addicted. I tell you that I can drop it in a heartbeat. I got nails to hammer. I got yard to rake. My phone helped me do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Tell me you're old without telling me you're old. Go. I got nails to hammer.
You know what I'm saying? I need to free up my hands.
Raking a yard?
Yeah, it's good exercise. It's good mental wellness. You just breathing fresh air and yeah. You'd be surprised what you're missing. I think we in the Cayman Islands take a lot of things for granted.
I agree with you all the way.
Some places you can't go rake your yard, you might get shot. Raking your own yard. We can do this in peace in Cayman. For real.
Yeah.
Them neighborhoods are too dangerous, but we take it for granted.
We might blow away, but we can rake our yard.
That's right.
This is the
There you
perfect time
go.
to go 2 p.m. headline news. Jamal,
I see you on the next time here.
Jamal, Nathan, Layla, I really appreciate you guys coming in. The work you guys are doing is, one, in some ways, it's not novel, it's not groundbreaking, but it is something that is refreshing to see some of the work that is being done.
Yes.
I appreciate having been in some of your classes. It is a challenge. Trying to connect with parents, connect with kids, connect with teenagers who are stuck in a dopamine cycle, right? It's very tough, but you're doing a lot of work. I really appreciate it. I know our listeners appreciate the work you're doing because you mean well. You're doing well.
Yes.
So I hope to see a lot of stuff from the Youth Assembly and the new youth mashup and how that'll all blossom. Really quickly, if someone has questions, how can they get a hold of you?
Call 943-1127
That's
or email james.miles@gov.ky.
That's for the Youth Services Unit. Layla?
For NDC, you can call us at 949-9000 or send us an email at education@ndc.ky.
And Nathan.
For Inclusion Cayman, you can reach us at info